How about now? Hey, I'm seeing stuff. How about now? Is everything working? I had to plug and unplug my mic, so let me know if anything is coming through. Anything yet? I've got a bit of a delay on my feed, so there we go. I'm seeing stuff. How about now? All right, beautiful. All right, sorry about that. Like I say, I was trying to do some stuff with my Streamlabs a day or two ago, changed some settings and messed a few things up. But what we are here to talk about tonight is, of course, the Nintendo Direct that happened earlier this afternoon. Now, I have not watched this. I don't know if any of you have. The one thing I am going to ask, if you have watched this, please, 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 no spoilers. In fact, we're going to throw this in the chat right now. Hashtag no spoilers. Please do me a favor and make sure that you respect that. For those of us who have not seen anything yet, I'm going to give the stream just a moment to get a couple more folks in here. And in the meantime, I actually have to shut my door real quick, so just a moment. Sorry about this. I have 3 dogs downstairs, and they're all being bratty tonight. So I am excited. There are things that I'm hoping to see here. I'm hoping to see, first of all, that the Cubs lost to the Washington Nationals, but the last I saw, the Cubs were up 4-3 in the 10th, so that's kind of a bummer. Yeah, the Brewers will still get them in the end. But no, seriously, getting back to the Direct, I'm hoping to see more specifically what games are going to be available at launch for Nintendo's online services. I want to see what they're doing with the Switch compared to the 3DS and the 2DS as well, just to kind of see how they plan on having all of these live in the same infrastructure, basically. So what we're going to do is we are going to start the stream. And again, if you guys need me to adjust audio levels, please let me know. But we are going to turn that bad boy off, and we're going to turn this bad boy on. Let's watch it. I'll try not to talk over as much as possible, but if there's something that we need to talk over, we will. And we'll discuss things when everything's over, too. Okay, we already saw this with Super Smash Brothers. Awesome! That's good news, DOA. Wait, hold a second. This isn't Smash. Oh, please tell me this is coming for the Switch. Already better than their E3 presentation. 2019, what part of 2019? That's what I want to know.
Hello everyone, I'm Shinya Takahashi, and I'll be your guide for today's Nintendo Direct.
We're getting Luigi's Mansion 3.
As you just saw, we kicked things off with a new reveal, and I'm pleased to confirm that Luigi's next spooky adventure is in development for Nintendo Switch. We have a lot to say about the game, but we'll have to save that for another time. Now, let's cover some upcoming games for Nintendo 3DS. Please take a look.
The pink puffball gets crafty again.
A new Kirby game?
Wii game Kirby's Epic Yarn is warping to Nintendo 3DS.
Okay, it's the 3D. I was going to say, if this is another
Patch
Switch
Land,
port, I'd be disappointed.
Everything, from enemies to obstacles to who knows what else.
If you've never played this for the Wii, or was it for the Wii, whichever system it was on, this was a great game. So much fun.
Every stage from the Wii version is making a return.
It was the Wii. Okay.
And the Nintendo 3DS version is also being puffed up with some new features. When you pick up items, you can craft bigger yarn balls, or you can even conjure up some wind to rake in the beans.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Added challenge. See if you can outrun this speed demon of a devil in devilish mode.
Well, and what was fun in here, too, was the fact that you could transform into so many different things. It really reminded me of
Extra epic yarn launches
Yoshi's.
exclusively for Nintendo 3DS
Oh, what was
in
the
2019.
Yoshi's yarn for the Wii U?
Bowser Jr. destined for
Yeah, do
greatness?
not DOA. Hold off
The
until
Mushroom
everything's
Kingdom has
over.
a bad case of the blorbs, and the only ones who can save it are Mario, Luigi, and Bowser.
If you think it's a spoiler, do me a favor. Just hold off. Error on the side of things being
There's another side
spoilers.
to every story.
We'll talk about
Even
the whole
this
direct
one.
when the broadcast
Now
is
you
over.
can go on Bowser Jr.'s journey as well. In his new adventure, Bowser Jr. sets off to find his own remedy for the blorbs. But thanks to his
Interesting that they're okay.
selfishness,
Big
he
release
ends up
for the
causing more
Switch,
problems
but
than
now
he
they're
cures.
focusing on the
Better
3DS,
gather some
2DS.
allies and build up your
That
very
tells me
own
they're not
army.
planning on getting rid of
Create
it
your own
anytime
formations,
soon.
Support allies with an arsenal of moves, and conquer the chaos in every action-packed battle. Is Bowser Jr. destined for glorious kingship like his papa? Mario and Luigi, Bowser's Inside Story plus Bowser Jr.'s Journey releases on
I like the
Nintendo
fact they've
3DS
actually got a hard and
January
fast
11th.
release date on that too of January 11th. God, January's not that
Ghost
far
with
away.
Luigi and a second player? While you're waiting for the new game on Nintendo Switch, don't forget that the original Luigi's Mansion is coming to Nintendo 3DS. That comedically spooky vibe that fans remember
Such a
is
great
intact,
game.
even when you're playing the new two-player mode making its debut in the Nintendo 3DS version.
How do you play it?
If you and another player each own the game, one of you can play as this even greener guy as you explore the mansion together. Or,
Thanks,
if
DOA.
only one of you has the game, you can still play boss battles together in the gallery using download play on your Nintendo 3DS systems. Oh yeah, in Professor Egad's lab, you can tap select amiibo figures to surprising results, like
That's
revealing
neat.
hidden
Actually, it's cool. I didn't notice,
or
but
healing
the
Luigi
Luigi
when
on the
he
map
touches
there
Toad.
is the 8-bit NES
Each of the
Luigi, so
four
that's pretty
compatible
cool.
Amiibo has a different effect.
Bear with me for a second. I've got a sneeze
Luigi's
coming.
Mansion will haunt Nintendo 3DS on October 12th, just in time for Halloween.
Sorry about that.
Yokai Watch Blasters is out now, with even more
Eh.
free content coming later.
Not a big series for me,
Whether
but I
your
know that
business
it's
is with
pretty
the Red Hat
popular.
Core or the White Dog Squad. Yokai Watch
Interesting,
Blasters
everything
will
that they're
team up
talking
with
about
friends
is
to tackle
the
most
3DS,
action-packed battles
and they're not
the
saying
series
2DS,
gets.
3DS. So
Soon after
that's
launch,
pretty interesting.
You'll have another way to squad up. You won't want to miss the free software update on September 27th.
Boy, that looks like
which adds the
Ghostbusters to
Moon
me.
Rabbit Crew version to the title screen. This additional content boasts new bonuses for Link
That
and
absolutely
Savior
looked like
between
the
Red
Ecto
Hat
1.
Core and the White Dog Squad.
Volume okay, guys? Let me know in the chat.
New areas to explore, new yokai to befriend, and new big boss yokai. Why, you ask? You know why. And if you don't, now's the perfect time to become a fan. Yokai Watch Blasters is out now. And don't forget
Should be a
about
good
the
addition
Moon
to the
Rabbit Crew
series.
update. That's all the headlines for Nintendo 3DS.
Well, they got that out of the way quickly.
How's it going? Well, from here, let's focus on Nintendo Switch titles. Please take a
So
look.
we're, what, 5 minutes worth of 3DS, 2DS, and everything else we're going to talk about
It's news
Switch.
time.
Boy, that sure looked like the Nintendo logo backwards, didn't it? For those of you who are in the chat and love the 3DS, was there anything there that really gave you reasons to be excited? I'm absolutely digging Luigi's Mansion playing on the GameCube again. Okay, so new the Turf War, which we've had before. New characters, perhaps. Spending an awful lot of time talking about an update to an existing title that was basically a launch title. I honestly haven't played Splatoon 2 in a long time. I haven't played my Switch a whole lot in general lately. Irving Jr., thank you for the subscription, my friend. I appreciate that.
Everyone's favorite blue robot makes his triumphant return.
We played the demo of
marking the 30th
Mega Man 11 the other night. If you haven't had a chance to do so yet,
Nintendo Switch.
It is in the archives.
And shoot through each of the colorful challenges.
Definitely a fun game.
Try to take down a gallery of deadly bosses like the formidable Bounce Man. In timeless fashion.
Not sure that I really dug some of the animation that they gave Mega Man, however.
The technological miracle of the new double gear system makes for a fresh take on the series' satisfying platforming action. Move so fast that time slows down around you. Temporarily enhance your weapons, and show them who the real boss is when you need to most. Mega Man 11 also supports the Mega Man Amiibo figures. You can tap one each day to receive E-Tanks and other useful in-game items.
That's interesting, but you can only do it once a day versus once a play.
Mario Tennis Aces, further refined in new update. Some popular characters are joining the roster. The adorable all-around ace, Birdo.
I've never heard Birdo called adorable before, but that's just me.
The proud high flyer, Koopa
Hey, Beast Mode, thank you. I appreciate that.
Big boss with no racket, PD Piranha. These Mushroom Kingdom greats can be acquired by playing online.
The more I see of this game, the more I kind of want to play it. But I just think that it would get old, kind of like Wii Sports, you know?
It'll let you participate in online co-op missions that are only available for a limited time. Complete the objectives while these missions are active.
There's the link in the chat for those who want to see our demo run on Mega Man 11.
We'll continue serving up new content for the game in the future. The version 2 update for Mario Tennis Aces will be available September 19th. These arcade classics are back in action.
That Final Fight?
Back in the day, Capcom lit up the
arcade
with some classic beat-em-up action games. And
okay, I'm good with Final Fight.
The good old days are back. Final Fight. The King of Dragons.
Don't know much about
Captain Commando.
or anything about that series.
Knights of the Round and Warriors of Fate are making a comeback. And so are these first-time home console releases. Armored Warriors and Battle Circuit are joining the fight.
That's pretty awesome.
7 games. If you each have a Joy-Con controller, up to 4 players can beat them up together. Aspiring Bash Buddies can even take the fight online this time. Pretty soon, you'll be able to play with other Capcom fans from around the world. Because Capcom Beat 'em Up Bundle.
You believe more Legend of Zelda? Trevor, please. I don't know if that's something that's coming or not. One thing we did say early on, please no spoilers. I don't know if that's coming or not.
Getting the deluxe treatment, which means it's time to take down Bowser and his Koopaling invasion in the tried and true side-scroller headed to Nintendo Switch. Mario, Luigi, and Toad are all here, and if that's not enough, Nabbit and Toadette are joining in the fun as well. Nabbit doesn't take damage from enemies, which can really come in handy. And if Toadette
so are they still going to call this
new
new Super Mario Brothers Wii U?
She transforms into Peachette. Peachette can double jump, float slowly during free fall, and get a boost back up if she falls into a pit. Luigi's first starring role in a platforming adventure, New Super Luigi U, is getting the deluxe treatment too, and comes free of charge. A single
How much?
controller is all a player needs.
Don't make me have to spend $60 on. I already own this.
Anywhere. New Super Mario Bros. U Deluxe comes down the pipe January 11th.
How much? Huh, okay.
Nintendo Switch is ready to roll. Are you? It can only be Katamari Damacy. Remastered.
This is supposed to be a great game from, if I remember, the PlayStation 1.
And now you better take control of the prince here. and
I don't
roll.
remember if this was on the
Roll and roll.
GameCube or not.
All over the place.
I'm gonna look
and
it up.
All over stuff until the gradually growing mass towers over buildings. The clump, or Katamari you roll, will shine on as a beautiful star in the sky. On Nintendo Switch,
It was
you can
available
enjoy
on the
game's new gyro
PS4.
controls,
What
HD
else?
rumble, and even multiplayer battles by each using a
PlayStation
Joy-Con
2.
controller.
Okay.
Roll it till you reach the stars, anytime, anywhere. Katamari Damacy Reroll will launch winter 2018.
That could be an interesting game. It was really well received
Next,
beforehand.
we have some more news for you.
I just don't want to see these re-releases
We
at
announced some details
$60,
about
you know what I
Nintendo's
mean?
new service called Nintendo Switch Online, including the launch date. You won't have to wait long.
All right. Nintendo Switch Online launches on the 18th at 5 p.m. Pacific time.
We prepared a video to show you what's offered with your Nintendo Switch Online membership. So please take a look.
All right. And we posted a video late last night,
More
too.
games, more features, more fun.
That was leaked. That was the tagline.
Nintendo Switch Online.
Basically, what you need to do to take and update your Nintendo Switch and
Allow
your
us
accounts to be ready.
introduce 5 features included with your membership.
$7.99 for 3 months, $19.99 for a
Of
year.
course, you can play compatible games together online, even when you're far apart. Compete against players the world over.
Now, games that have been free to play online to this point, you will have to
There are
have
so
the
many
online
ways
service
to
to be
have
able to
fun.
play.
A variety of games
At
are
least that's
supported.
my understanding.
So find your favorites and take them online. You can even play classic NES games anytime, anywhere on Nintendo Switch.
I don't mind re-releases, but just don't
Get lost in the
don't rate
gameplay.
me over the coals
You're
for the
boss
price.
or the little monster. For multiplayer games, each player can grab a Joy-Con controller. So both of you can
Hey,
share
Chum
the
Nasty,
fun.
how you doing?
NES games can also be played online. As they say, playing
That
together
is
long
something that
distance
really
makes
I
the
think is
heart grow
cool.
fonder.
Like they point out Dr. Mario. I would love to play Dr. Mario
Look
online.
forward to a growing library of NES games.
But now, is it only NES? No Super NES.
Luigi knows that no matter how careful you try to be, something unexpected can happen.
Yeah, you turn your Switch on and it doesn't work
Accidents
anymore.
can
That's what
cause your
happened to me.
precious save data to disappear. But help is on the way. With
It only took a
Nintendo
year and a
Switch
half.
Online, game save data is automatically backed up in the cloud. Even if your console breaks, your save data will be safe from harm.
That should have been there at launch.
Nintendo Switch Online also connects with the smartphone app.
No, I want to.
With this app, you can
No,
voice chat with
no,
friends
no.
while playing certain games.
I want to be able to use a Bluetooth headset.
Backseat players can
John,
also
I just
join
saw
in the
that one.
conversation.
Before that, I saw the Armed Warriors Rocks. You know, I'm looking at Top Chat. I'm sorry, guys. Let me switch to live chat.
The service even has the
That's
ability
my
to
fault.
enhance certain games by connecting with them, like Splatnet 2. Members will also receive special offers. What are they? We'll have more to announce in the future.
Probably free games every month, just like what PlayStation and Xbox has. That's what I would assume.
Nintendo Switch
But
Online.
only NES. That's really.
The service
I was
begins
not expecting
September
that.
18th. Think about which plan is right for you. If your family has 2 or more accounts, you can save some
Yeah,
money with
I
the
was
family
hoping they were
membership.
going to get us away from that stupid chat app.
How's it look? Well, we have one more
I don't
thing
think you should have to.
introduce.
So here's the thing, Chum Nasty, that
This Nintendo
you know, with
Entertainment
Xbox,
System
you
style
have to
controller
pay.
works
So,
with
like, if you
NES
have the
games
Game Pass,
on Nintendo Switch.
you have to
This
pay
one
separately
here is the
for
left
gold to be
NES
able to.
controller. And this is the right NES controller.
Wait a second.
We created them so you can play NES games like the ones you saw in the video, just like old school gamers did back in the day. Please enjoy them with Nintendo Entertainment System, Nintendo Switch Online.
That's awesome.
These controllers wirelessly connect with Nintendo Switch.
I want to know how they compare to the 8-bit dough
Charge
controllers.
them by simply attaching them to the console.
Dude, that's sweet!
We hope you'll enjoy using these controllers.
60
to play this
bucks?
growing library of
I'm
classic
hoping that
and
you
US
don't
games.
have to buy two. Like, I only want one.
For more details about Nintendo Switch Online, please check the official Nintendo website. Now, let's get back to some more Nintendo Switch.
I want to see if you can use those controllers and pair it to other Bluetooth devices.
Your partner Pokemon is amazing. Get ready to set off on a Kanto region adventure with your very
60
own
bucks
partner
for two
Pokemon
controllers?
in Pokemon Let's Go
That's
Pikachu
steep.
and Pokemon Let's
40
Go
to
Eevee.
50
Today,
is
we
more
want to share a
reasonable
couple
when
things
you
that
consider
and your partner can
I can
enjoy
get
in
an
the
8-bit
upcoming
Do
game.
wireless
During your
Bluetooth
adventure,
controller
you'll
for
occasionally come across obstacles blocking your path.
30?
When you do, you can rely on
No,
a secret
20 to
technique
30.
get past them.
Depending
Secret
on which one I
techniques
go
are
with.
special skills
Here, let me
only
look it
your
up while we're
partner Pikachu or
waiting on
Eevee
the
can use in the
Pokemon
wild.
stuff to play through.
Use them to chop down trees that stand in your way, travel across water, or soar into the sky. Furthermore, only your partner Pikachu or Eevee can learn certain powerful moves for use in battle. Plus, if you pet
Not
your
a big
partner
fan
while
of
your
Pokemon,
Nintendo
I have
Switch
to
is in
admit that.
handheld mode, you can change your partner's hairstyle, depending on how you use the touchscreen to pet it. Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu and Pokemon Let's Go Eevee will launch on November 16th.
So the 8-bit Do
alongside the Pokemon
SM30
Plus
Pro is
accessory.
$46.
Look for 2 new bundles that will include a Nintendo Switch system with Pikachu
Let's see
and
what else do they
Eevee-style
have.
Joy-Con
The
controllers,
N30 controller
two
is
Pokemon
$30.
adventures. and the Pokeball Plus accessory.
The Super NES style is $29.
The gates to the burning hells will open on Nintendo Switch. Of course, we're talking about Diablo 3. the
We knew
dark
that was
fantasy
coming. That's been in
adventure
the
that may
Nintendo
just
eShop
consume
for a
your life,
while.
both inside and outside the game world. From the high heavens to the burning hells, you'll explore the full story and the deadly world of Sanctuary. For loot-filled bounties and rifts to randomized dungeons with even greater spoils. Play
Never
as
been a
demon
huge
hunter,
Diablo
barbarian,
fan either.
Crusader, necromancer, witch doctor, monk, or wizard, with up to 3 friends online, offline via local co-op, or on a
So
single
the
console
8-bit Do
couch co-op
SM30 Bluetooth gamepad, the
Even suit
G
up in
Classic
this Nintendo
Edition,
Switch
is
exclusive
$29.99.
transmog armor fit for the King of Evil, Ganondorf. All amiibo figures are compatible, allowing you to summon a group of challenging enemies overflowing with sparkling goodies. Diablo 3 Eternal
Of course, Chum
Collection
Nasty, that's why I throw it out
engage
there.
Nintendo Switch on
And
November
those
2nd.
also in here right now, we've got 17 people watching. Thank you
We're
all
making
for
this
coming
party
by.
super.
I do have
Souped
my
up the Mario
Nintendo Switch
Party
friend
series
code
with new types
in the
of
more
gameplay
info
on Nintendo
section. Make sure to
Switch.
check it out. Yeah, I think those controllers are
Shake the
high
Joy-Con
priced for what they are,
controller
quite
and get your
honestly.
body grooving in Soundstage. Or dive into the series' first 4-player co-op mode, River Survival. Bet you've never played anything like Toad's Rec Room, which cleverly connects 2 systems.
No, John, I saw there's some things
Of
that,
course,
you know, the
four-player
Luigi's
multiplayer
Mansion
mode that
I'm
fans
excited
love
for.
is back and full of new
And the
features.
Nintendo Online, I'm definitely going to sign up for
Rolling
that.
character-specific dice blocks with alternate numberings, you can make a game-changing comeback.
You got a star.
Every last minigame is brand new, all 80 of them, for a party of 1.
Thanks, Chum
Check out
Nasty,
the
I
new
appreciate
single-player
that.
Modes. You could play through a
And
series
here, so you
of
guys don't
minigames
have to look
complete
in the
specific tasks
more
on
info
Challenge
section.
Road. Compete against players
There's that
around
for
the
everybody.
world in the online Mario-thon minigame mode and more.
Now, in addition to the Nintendo Directs, don't
Festivities
forget
begin
that we
when
also
Super
do
Mario Party
our
launches
weekly
October 5th.
Switch It Up live streams as well, where Monday nights we talk about what's coming to the
A new
Nintendo
story
eShop
in a
too.
village with a secret to hide. Game Freak presents a brand new RPG. The story is set in a small village. Under the protection of a great castle, the settlement enjoyed lasting peace. That is, until the sudden appearance of monsters. Indeed,
Neat graphical
the
style,
entire
almost a
story
cell
takes
shaded,
place
it
in
looks
this
like.
one single village. Take up arms against invading monsters and strategically select from a variety of battle commands. When the situation calls for it, enlist the aid of fellow villagers to surmount powerful threats. What secret does the village harbor? Find out when Town releases in 2019.
Not for me being an RPG, but definitely cool.
Develop a city anytime, anywhere.
That's awesome.
The critically acclaimed city-building game
I
City
have
Skylines
Luigi's
is
Mansion.
coming
I
to
still have the
Nintendo
original, and
Switch,
I've got one from
which
the
means
Japanese
there's
GameCube
a
as
city
well.
in need of a new mayor. You. And you've got some real moving and shaking to do if you want to improve quality of life.
This actually looks neat.
Energize
This looks like it could be a nice
and
update for like
stimulate growth,
SimCity.
Whether you're investing in roads and power lines, public facilities, or transportation services. How the city develops is totally up to you. You're kind of a big deal. But in this game, sometimes it's the small details that stand out most. You can watch
This is
over
something
every
like
single
Ginger is not a
citizen's
huge
movements.
gamer. I could see her kind of getting into that because she likes the SimCity games.
What's more, both previously released downloadable content packs After Dark and Snowfall are included in the Nintendo Switch version.
Very
Flex
nice.
Your mayoral might at home or on the go.
Oh, it's available
when City
today.
Skylines launches today on Nintendo eShop.
We'll have to check that one out.
A tale of belief, blood, and steel. The moon has fallen. Now, the world and its inhabitants are on the brink of extinction in Daemon Ex Machina. As a mercenary, you'll pilot a powered suit called an Arsenal, face down runaway AI. As you defeat enemies during combat, you'll acquire their weapons and parts, which you can equip on the fly.
It's almost like a Mech Warrior meets, I
to your
can't
personal
remember what the
armory for
Japanese
use in future
term
missions.
for that is.
Each arsenal can be equipped with
Bandai
multiple
does the
weapons.
figures for
By
them.
changing between
Shoot.
projectile and melee attacks, you can adapt your weaponry to the situation at hand and gain the advantage for your side of the war. At any time during battle, you can
Jetfire
exit
was
your
like one of
arsenal to explore the
Macross.
field
That's
on
what I'm
foot.
thinking of is Macross.
You can make enhancements to strengthen your human form, and your arsenal's abilities will be augmented as well. Up to 4 players can join forces in online co-op to take down massive bosses.
Very pretty again. It kind of has that cel-shaded look for me. Almost
Ex
reminds me
Machina
of
launches in
a
2019.
Wii U title more than something for the Switch.
A big adventure in a miniature world of crafts. In a world made of
Yes!
stuff like boxes and
I
cups,
am excited
Yoshi
for
will
this
leap a
one.
pie,
I
gobble
loved
enemies, and
Yoshi's
hustle
Woolly
on by.
World.
Many unusual objects
I love
litter
all
the
of the Yoshi
landscape.
games. I was actually playing that the other night on my
Well-placed head could open a new
N64.
pathway. You could turn the stage on its head, or flip the perspective.
Oh, that's cool!
Explore every nook and cranny.
This
to
looks
track down
awesome.
Hidden collectibles and make it to the goal.
We got Poochie in there
Along
too.
the way- Wait, what? You can play the course backwards? Guess a change in outlook really can. show
This
you a whole
reminds me
different side of the
really
world.
of like
The flip
what they
side.
did with Big Little
Know
Planet.
any would-be
Or Little
Yoshis?
Big Planet, I'm
Then
sorry.
pass a Joy-Con
And I
controller to a
loved
friend.
Little Big Planet.
There's plenty to love on all sides of this crafty world. Right
See,
now,
this makes me mad that Amazon is not doing the pre-order
Yoshi's
discount
Crafted World
anymore.
releases in
I would
spring
pre-order this
2019.
right now if it was. That's awesome. I am excited for Yoshi.
Tabletop gaming is a perfect fit for Nintendo Switch.
See, John, something I
And
like.
to prove it, Asmodee Digital,
Yes, it's a little big
leader in
Yoshi.
card and board games, is bringing full adaptations of best-selling tabletop games to the system. Build a medieval world in a full adaptation
Why?
of the award-winning Carcassonne,
If I'm
complete with
gonna
3D
play a
maps,
tabletop
solo mode,
game on a
4-player
video
local
game system, I'll just
multiplayer, and
play
the
the
game's
tabletop
bonus
game.
expansions available as paid
I
DLC.
don't.
Whether you play alone or alongside a second player, forge a powerful deck and a fellowship of 3 to face the forces
make sure
of
that if you
Sauron in
form
each
a
story-driven
powerful
quest
deck that you don't
of
wind
the
up with
Lord
deck
of the Rings,
envy.
the living card game. Stop the spread of 4 diseases and cure them all on your own or in local 4-player multiplayer with Pandemic.
Again,
Plus,
wanna
with
thank everyone for
individually
stopping
priced
by and
DLC
watching the
based
stream
on
with me
popular
tonight.
expansions. Thanks to Asmodee, this is just the beginning.
Man,
for
I am really
tabletop
excited for
gaming
that
on
Yoshi
Nintendo
game.
Switch.
And
In addition
and
to these
Luigi's
titles,
Mansion. Those are
we
2
can also
awesome
confirm
titles.
that even more is on the way, including one of the most popular board games ever, Catan, and a dungeon crawler based on Steve Jackson's iconic card game, Munchkin. Stay tuned.
Just don't make it was a Casey
All
Munchkin
great
that was on the
creations,
Odyssey.
even nations begin with a spark.
One little spark of inspiration. Sorry, that's Figment from Disney. Oh, excuse me, I'm sorry. Civilization, this game has been around forever and a day. Well, thank you, Chum Nasty, for being here. I appreciate it. Civilization 4, I know that's a really popular game on the PC
in the
side.
palm of your hands and turn friends into the Power Elite with exclusive 4-player local multiplayer. When Civilization 6 ushers in a new world on Nintendo Switch November
Did I say
16th.
4? I meant 6. Roman numerals are horde.
Don't get too cocky, Star Fox.
Starlink
Playtime
looks
is
cool
over
too.
in
I've
Starlink.
never heard of this before
interplanetary adventure will push
E3,
you and Fox McCloud to your
but I'm
limits.
definitely interested
Let's
in
be
this.
honest here. You guys need all the help you can get.
Peppy, Falco, and Slippy will provide much-needed backup in the new Nintendo Switch exclusive missions found only in Starlink Battle for Atlas.
I love the fact that you can fly forward or backwards in this. It's more like a
It's time to
VTOL
lock up,
aircraft.
do a barrel roll, and save the Atlas star system, no matter who threatens to stop you.
Yes, it's Starwolf! I don't know that we had him confirmed yet.
Never thought I'd miss the food on Corneria.
That's
Mix
awesome.
and match parts on your own R-Wing when Starlink Battle for Atlas takes
I may
flight
have to
October
order
16th.
that one. Like I say, I've never played that series before,
Two more
but definitely
great
interested
RPGs
in
are
it.
coming to Nintendo Switch this fall. The World Ends With You Final Remix features an all-new story segment called A New Day, which contains a remixed map of Shibuya. So you'll really have to scramble to escape the area, or face erasure. New monsters will appear as well, and so will the Reaper, Coco. The World Ends With You Final Remix launches October 12th. Before then, guide a group of legendary warriors on a journey through the tragic history.
I know a
that
lot of
doomed a
RPG
kingdom
fans have
and
been
drove
waiting
a
for
hero
this
down
too.
a dark path 500 years before the events of the Xenoblade Chronicles 2 game. Defend yourself from Malos and his forces using all the fury of this refined battle system, allowing you to fight as both the artificial life forms known as blades and their masters, the drivers. Newcomers will have the perfect place to start when Xenoblade Chronicles 2 Torna, the Golden Country,
That'll be
launches
good for
September
RPG
21st.
fans, definitely.
Owners of the Xenoblade Chronicles 2
Yeah,
expansion pass
you
can
got it,
download
John.
this new content tomorrow.
Well, plus all the
That's a
NES
week
games,
early.
don't forget about that.
There's tons in store on Nintendo Switch, and even more in store for the future. Join more than 38 million players for free-to-play co-op Space Ninja action when Warframe launches November 20th. Get down to
Good, we
Camila
FIFA have
Cabello,
November
Bruno
20th
Mars,
for Warframe.
Cardi B, and more anytime, anywhere in Just Dance 2019 on October 23rd. FIFA 19 is fast approaching, and you can pre-purchase it on Nintendo eShop tomorrow, so you won't miss the ball when it launches September 28th. Speaking of fast, race as a team and win as a team.
Team Sonic
in
Racing,
Team
that's
Sonic
good.
Racing, launching this winter.
I'm actually surprised we haven't gotten more kart racing
The
games
highest-rated
in
basketball
the newer
simulation franchise
generations.
is back.
We just talked about NBA
2K19
2K19 on this
is
week's
available
Switch It
now
Up.
on Nintendo Switch.
Giannis being
And
well
get ready to jam for the
featured in
sequel
that
to the
game, which is
smash
pretty
hit
cool.
NBA arcade game.
Milwaukee
NBA
Bucks
2K
represent.
Rounds 2. Coming this fall. Play as the Joker, Harley, Lex Luthor, and the rest
Very
of the
cool,
best
Luke.
of the
Thanks for
work
stopping
in the all-new
by.
Lego DC Supervillains on October 16th.
Again, for those who have seen this before, the one thing I do ask during the stream is
Final
no spoilers,
Fantasy comes
please.
to Nintendo Switch. Kupo. "15 years after its debut, the co-op action RPG Final Fantasy Crystal Chronicles is being remastered for Nintendo Switch.
Yeah, wasn't that originally on the PS1 or
New
PS2?
online multiplayer mode. You and your friends can connect and adventure together. No link cable required. On top of that, there are new
No link
areas
cable. It must have
inside
been
dungeons.
GBA
so even
then.
returning fans can explore the unknown. Final Fantasy Crystal
Good
Chronicles
deal, John.
Remastered Edition will launch in 2019. Way before then, players can experience the entire world and story of the latest entry in the core series. That's right. Final Fantasy XV Pocket Edition HD launches later today on Nintendo eShop at an introductory price. A leveled up version of World of Final Fantasy is also on the way. This title includes a new feature called Avatar Change, which allows you to transform into legendary characters. from across
Not
the
yet,
series'
John,
story
and no, I am
history.
not Chum Nasty.
Many fan favorites will show
That
up
almost
in the
reminds
world
me,
of
the
Final
smaller
Fantasy
characters
Maximum when it
reminds me
releases on
almost of
November
like
6th.
Funko Pops.
In addition, more Chocobo's Dungeon is on the way. 2007's Final Fantasy Fables Chocobo's Dungeon returns in
Yeah,
superior
football
fashion.
games have been missing from
Now,
Nintendo
you can
consoles
befriend all
since
the monsters.
the Wii. I don't
Also,
think there are any even
by
on the
sharing
Wii U.
Joy-Con controllers, you can play cooperatively as well. Chocobo's Mystery Dungeon, everybody, launches this winter. Final Fantasy XII is coming to a Nintendo system for the first
Wow,
time.
a lot
Its
of Final
real-time battle
Fantasy in
system
this.
is a standout in
Those
the
who are
series,
fans of the
offering
series
the
have
ultimate
gotta
in
be
both
pumped.
freedom and strategy. This remaster comes loaded with a host of extra features, including a speed mode that lets you pick up the pace of your adventure. There's much to discover in the expansive world of Evilus, and now you can explore it on the couch or on the go. Final Fantasy XII,
I will not
The
be getting
Zodiac
any.
Age launches in 2019. Which reminds me,
Oh, perfect, DOA.
later on, you'll also be able to enjoy these other classics and their iconic scenes anytime, anywhere. Final Fantasy VII, 9, and 10.2 HD Remaster are coming to Nintendo Switch in 2019.
Good for you Final Fantasy fans. You've got something to really look forward
Here's a
to.
bundle for the ultimate fan.
This is a neat looking
If you love
bundle
the
with the
Super
controller
Smash
and
Brothers
everything.
series, check this thing out. A hardware bundle for Super
That's a
Smash
neat
Brothers
looking
Ultimate
dock.
is on the way.
I just want the
This
dock. I
specially
don't want the
designed
game.
dock features fighters from the original Super Smash Bros. Game. And of course, the set also includes a download code for Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. There's no better way to show
Could
your
be
love for
something
the game.
regarding having it remastered, Chum Nasty. I don't know.
And the set also packs in something you'll want to get your hands on. These Joy-Con
Yep,
controllers
saw those
sport
coming.
a new design as well. This Super Smash Bros. Ultimate Bundle for Nintendo Switch will launch November 2nd. You can
Be interesting
pre-order
to
the
see if it
special
is
bundle
still
later today.
$2.99 or if they
November
raise the
2nd is
price.
also the day you can get your own GameCube controller adapter and GameCube controller Super Smash Bros. Ultimate Edition while supplies last.
I'll leave that up
That's
to you
all the
guys.
headlines
I am
for
not
Nintendo Switch.
a Final Fantasy expert by any stretch.
Still going well? Thank you all for watching. We have a bit more to show you. So, please stick around until the very end.
Trevor, no spoilers. So, Animal Crossing. Hey, listen. Never been an Animal Crossing fan myself. Again, just the RPG aspects I don't care about. Uh-huh. That's awesome. Not a Smash fan, but that is a great reveal. I have to admit that. Not as good as Simon Belmont's, but that's pretty cool. I still think they need to put Earthworm Jim in Smash, but that's just me. No, I just don't want... If I'm going to play a game, I want to play a game. I don't want to... Like, I hate games that are... oh, what is it? QuickTime events. I'm not a QuickTime event fan either. So if games have that, I'm not a fan of it. So Tom Nook is also going to be in Smash. Interesting. Oh, an actual proper Animal Crossing is coming in 2019. Kelsey and Lewin will probably be really excited about that. Is that it? That looks like that is it for the Direct. So we're going to go ahead and pop that out. We're going to pop that in, and let's get to the post-stream talk. So let's see what we had. We led off with Luigi's Mansion, which initially I thought they were going to just show again the footage they did from E3 with Smash where Luigi died. He's very much alive, I guess, and coming to the Switch, so I'm excited to see that. In addition, they, the graphics look great. They doubled down, too, on the fact that they do have not Dark Moon, the original coming to the 3DS as well. I'm going to bring up the whole list of games here real quick. So overall, I was really, really, really impressed with what that was versus what they did at E3, which was 20 to 30 minutes just of Smash. That really, as a non-Smash fan, that really kind of frustrated me. So let's see. We have new updates coming to Splatoon 2. Mario Tennis Aces has a new update coming. Mega Man 11 is coming. The fact that they have 3 Capcom arcade classics coming. We've got Final Fight, which is the big one to me, and what were the other 2? I apologize, I don't remember. They're calling it the Capcom Beat 'em Up Bundle, so it looks like it's all in one. And let's see. Includes Final Fight, Captain Commando, The King of Dragons, Knights of the Round, and Warriors of Fate, as well as 2 games that were previously unavailable on console, Armored Warriors and Battle Circuit. No pricing available yet. I'm looking right on the Nintendo website for that. Let's see, what else do we have? Let's check the cross. Let's see. What's your opinion of the bundles of collector's editions only having download codes and no physical copies? It's a short-term rental because once the servers go down, you're done. So that's one of the reasons why I don't think you're ever going to see a total stopping of people collecting for the NES and the Super NES and games like that, because you have your physical cartridge. What do you do in 10 years when the Switch has been replaced and you want to re-download your game? You can't re-download your Wii stuff anymore, or it's coming soon where those servers are going away. So I'm not a fan of digital only. I'm not saying that there were QuickTime events in Animal Crossing, John. I'm just saying in general, it's one of the things with not liking RPGs. I'm not a fan. I don't know. I was kind of hoping. So King Koopa mentions here the Smash Brothers bundle is weak sauce compared to the Pokemon one. The one thing I wish they would have done and add some value to it is put in the Pro Controller. That would have been really, really awesome. Charge more for it, appropriately speaking, but that would have made it something really, really neat. Let's see. I'm hyped for Luigi Mansion 3. I am hyped for Luigi Mansion 3. Animal Crossing sucks. I won't say that. Just not my type of game. And everyone's I don't like RPGs. Other people love RPGs. It's good on them. You play what you enjoy. Captain Commando is a great game. Very cool. I've never played it. They need some new sports games for the Nintendo consoles, and no, WWE is not what I mean. I agree with you. I take it back. Either I just refreshed the page, or it wasn't there, or it was there and I missed it. For the Capcom Beat 'em Up bundle, $19.99, and you will get 100 Nintendo eShop coins. I'm hoping they're going to do a physical release as well. The release date is next Tuesday, so it's right around the corner. Very cool. Since I already have physical copies of Final Fight, I may or may not get that, so we'll find. I'll think about that one. What else do we have here? We will go back and see, kind of revisit everything, kind of not rehash it, but just rediscuss it. New Super Mario Brothers U is getting a deluxe treatment, so another Wii U game being ported to the Switch. Katamari Damacy Reroll is coming, a great PS2 game. Let's see, what else do we have here? Mario Party is coming. Game Freak presents brand new RPG. Oh, that's the new story in a village with a secret. City Skylines is coming. You've got Daemon X Machina is coming. Yoshi's Crafted World looks stupid fun. Starlink Battle for Atlas. You've got the Xenoblade games coming. There's a whole lot coming. So out of all of that, I'm probably most excited for Luigi's Mansion 3. I loved that game on the GameCube. Like I said, I own not just the US version, but the Japanese version. It's a great game. Probably next to that, just having the online services and then Final Fight for the Switch coming is really cool as well. What was a question for those here in... Did it freeze? Is it still frozen? I'm seeing it on my side still. I'll keep an eye on... I've got it going on my phone. Let me know if it's still coming through or not. But let me know what your favorite thing that you saw in this Direct was. Post it right now in the chat. Let me know what you think. Town looks interesting. Like to see more info on that. I hear you. I'm still seeing the stream on my end, John, so try refreshing the page. Super Mario RPG 2, you and Riff from the Superhero Game Squad, which, if you haven't seen it yet, I highly recommend after we're done streaming here, head on over to the Pixel Game Squad to their latest NES Pursuit. Definitely check those guys out there. Riff and Mikey and everyone is awesome. Just going to post that in the chat for John. Keep hearing we're headed to a future where digital distribution is going to become the norm and people stop physical copies of the game, but hopefully internet servers will never go down. It has nothing to do with whether they go down or not. Eventually, companies are going to stop supporting servers. The Wii server didn't go down. It was taken down because they reallocated resources in other areas, so that's why I'm not a fan of digital-only distribution. Trevor says Luigi's Mansion 3 on his list of new game to get soon. I agree. I wish we would have had a firmer date beyond just 2019. Quarter 1, Quarter 2, Quarter 3, Quarter 4. I at least would have liked to know that. Was there anything you were surprised that we did not hear anything about? There is one thing. I'm going to kick this off to the chat first. We'll give you guys a few seconds to answer. Let me know, was there anything that wasn't discussed? There's one game that sticks out like a sore thumb to me that we heard nothing about. And while we're waiting on that, again, we've got a little bit of a lag between here and the chat. Luigi's Mansion 3, Yoshi, those are I'll probably end up pre-ordering both of those. But above and beyond that, not much. Maybe, depending on the price, new Super Mario Brothers U Deluxe. If it's under $40, I'd consider it, but I'm not going to pay more than $40 for it. All Better Final Fight looks great. Yep, it does look great. But again, I've got it on the Super NES with HD Retrovision cables going through my OSSC. The need for me to buy it again, I don't know that it exists. We'll give you guys another minute here to see if there's anything that stood out that we did not see from this Direct. Chum Nasty says a new base or Switch hardware. True. I think they're going to hold any revisions of hardware for E3 for next year. One thing, too, I'll go out on a limb here and say we will not be getting an N64 Classic in 2018. I think they're just going to have the NES and Super NES Classic for now. Maybe if they can make a trailer of a new Zelda game, I'll freak out. I understand that. Was there supposed to be a Dragon Quest game coming to the Switch, Gary? Maybe they're not ready to talk about it. Nope, that's not what I was thinking for. I expecting something Zelda, either Skyward Sword or HD or Link's Awakening remake. Yeah, I could see them doing Link's Awakening. Diddy Kong Racing would have been cool. What I'm thinking of is something they've already announced, and I'll give you one hint. We'll see if anyone in the chat picks this one up. Brian agrees, no N64 Classic. I don't expect to hear more on Zelda for at least a few years. I agree, especially with having Breath of the Wild be a launch title. I think it's going to be at least 18 months before we hear anything more on another Zelda title. So anyone know what I'm talking about with this, and it's not the Four Horsemen, regarding a title they announced and we didn't see anything on. That Star Fox Racing game and Metroid 4. King Koopa 01 nailed it. Trevor got it. Chum Nasty got it. Okay, you guys are all getting it now. Yeah, we didn't hear anything about Metroid Prime 4. Or Metroid 4, whatever it's going to be. I think it's Metroid Prime 4. We got the one teaser, and that's it. And I was a bit surprised, too. Everything they were talking about with the 3DS was 3DS only. They weren't talking 2DS, 3DS compatibility. So, interesting that they went that route with everything, too. Anything else stand out to you folks in the chat, too, that you were, surprised by, disappointed by, excited by, bummed out about? Anything along those lines? Like I said, I was excited when they kicked things off with Luigi's Mansion 3, they had my attention. I think more than a few people who are Smash fans and were hoping to get another character or two announced, the fact that Isabelle from Harvest Moon was the announced character, yeah, I think they're going to be kind of meh. Rumor is they're saving Metroid Prime 4 for the Game Awards, which would be in late December, early January. Am I right, John? Because that's where, I think it was January. What Star Fox game was Star Wolf on? That was Starlink, I believe so. Let me double check that here. That is Starlink Battle for Atlas is where Star Wolf, and that is exclusive to the Switch version of that game. That game is coming to the PS4 and the Xbox One as well, but the Switch version is the only one getting Star Fox. Dragon Quest Builders 2, I can see that. Should be more racing games. Yeah, well, we're getting Sonic Racing, which that's always been a great series, and the last few F-Zero games, Sega did. So I have a lot of confidence in their capabilities to do good racing games and bring it to the Switch. Yeah, they don't have it here as far as the title, but it is coming. Sonic Racing is coming to the Switch, which is pretty neat. What else do we have? Disappointed EA seemed to give up on the Switch. Yeah, they have kind of punted on it. The only thing, well, no, it's 2K that does FIFA, isn't it? For some reason, I was thinking that it was EA. But yeah, we're not seeing anything from EA on the Switch. And that basically, I don't know what happened to that relationship, but it seemed like after about 2 years in on the Wii, they pretty much said, we're out. King Koopa, I would like them to come out with a physical bundle of some sort of their top indie games. That would be dope. The best recommendation I can say for that is going to be to keep an eye on like limited run games. Doug and his team are doing some amazing work out there, and they're the best ones. Like Yooka-Laylee, if you haven't played it yet, it's a great game. There is a physical version coming from limited run games. Let's see. EA has their own problem. Yeah, maybe the thing with EA is the fact that Nintendo doesn't want them to do loot boxes. So, they're like, we don't want to play. But above and beyond that, I have to say a pretty good Direct. I'm glad to see, with the tragedy that they had with first the tsunami and then the earthquake, that there was nothing. I mean, we're talking video games, so nothing's really going to be ruined, but nothing that kind of hurt by having it delayed. They absolutely did the right thing by delaying the stream a week to make sure everybody was okay over in Japan. Good thing you said FIFA. I wanted to play my FIFA 16 game for my PS4. Almost forgot about it. Yep. EA does. Okay, it is EA that does FIFA. Skyward Sword HD would be cool. My recommendation for that: get a Wii U. It's cheaper. And there's some great titles out for the Wii U. Like, I still have, and I don't know, I'm not calling this a great title. I know people have issues with it. But I picked up a copy of Mighty Number 9 for $6 from Toys R Us when they were closing down a couple weeks back. I can go get a copy of Donkey Kong Tropical Freeze for $20, new bucks from Meijer or Walmart. So there's still great games available for the Wii U, and it's cheap. Still feel Skyward Sword HD will happen. It's the only 3D Zelda they haven't remade. Well, they didn't necessarily remake Twilight Princess, did they? Is there one that I'm just not remembering? Give me a second here. Let me look that up. I don't remember an HD remaster of Twilight Princess, but I could be wrong. They did. I didn't even realize that. Legend of Zelda Twilight Princess like you've never seen or played it before. Redesigned for the Wii U game. Well, damn, Sam, I wish I would have known that. Or realized that. So, yeah. Yeah, and the thing, let's see, still feel it's okay. I wonder who does the WWE games for the Switch. That was 2K Gaming, but they had another company in charge of actually doing the port to the Switch. Because 2K does NBA 2K19, and it runs great. 18 and 19 both run great. I knew that Wind Waker were on the Wii U, John. I just didn't remember that they also did Twilight Princess. I hate the controls sometimes, though. Love it a lot. Yep. Spyro Trilogy game being announced available same day as the other consoles would have been dope. I agree. It came with the Zelda Wolf amiibo. I guess now that you say that, I remember that. I remember that. I don't have the Wolf. I don't have a whole lot of amiibos. So I've got, and basically the ones that I have is just because, like, I love the characters, or it was something where the first ones I got were just to try to see what they were like. So I have 2 Inklings. I have Ryu. I have Rob, the Famicom Rob, because I like Rob. Star Fox and Falco. I have 2 Yoshis, a green and a red, or and a blue. I have the Fireball Mario, the classic 8-bit 25th anniversary Mario. I have the 8-bit style Link, and I have the Duck Hunt dog and the duck. Other than that, those are the only amiibo that I have. Well, and the thing too, I wonder is with the Twilight Princess on the Wii U, if you could play it with just the Pro gamepad, or if you had to actually use the Wii U gamepad instead. So that's. That's one thing that kind of stinks about the Wii U is sometimes you're just forced into using that gamepad, even if there's nothing with the on screen that you really need to utilize. Yeah, I don't know. Going back to what King Koopa said here on the Spyro trilogy, I mean, Spyro was big on the GBA and the GBA SP, so I'm kind of surprised they have not said anything about a Spyro coming to the Switch. Let's see, John here. I imagine they're going to eventually remaster Super Mario Maker for the Switch. I'd say it's a safe bet that if it was a top game on the Switch or on the Wii U, you're going to see it on the Switch, which is kind of disappointing. John just also got the Rob amiibo recently. That's awesome. I would like to get the Duck Hunt amiibos. I know our local Disc Replay actually has one sitting in the showcase. I saw it last night. I just think it's a cool one to own. Oh, good. You can use just the Pro Controller. And the Pro Controller for the Wii U actually is pretty good. It's kind of slick. I wish that it was more textured like what the Switch Pro Controller is, but it's not a bad one. My Holy Grail game comes to the Nintendo Switch is Toomba 1 and 2. I remember that game. It's actually a fun game. I want Earthworm Jim, and I know this one will never happen. I would love to see Ratchet and Clank, but I know Insomniac will never bring that to anything but a Sony console. Ratchet and Clank's such a great game. The entire series is awesome. Let me see. Anything else I'm looking at here that would be fun? I'd like to see, and I've been doing some streams with the GameCube lately with NASCAR Dirt to Daytona. The NASCAR Heat games have bypassed the Switch altogether as well. I'd like to see them bring those to the Switch too, like the PS4 and the Xbox One. Super Mario Maker plus Slopes and Angry Sun for the Switch. I have third-party Switch Pro Controller, but I love the originals. Yep. Earthworm Jim 64 for this. No, Earthworm Jim 64 is terrible. I own it. It's so bad. 1 and 2. Give me 1 and 2, and I'll be happy with that. I'd love to see Capcom come out, and I said this the other night in a stream. Any of the Disney afternoon cartoon games that they came out with. So DuckTales, Tailspin, Darkwing Duck, Chippendale's Rescue Rangers. I would love to see those HD remastered and brought to the Switch. DuckTales was brought to the Xbox 360, to the PS3, and the Wii or Wii U, one of the two. I would love to do it. I never had an issue with the Wii U Pro Controller battery life, but it was pretty good. Anything else you guys have that you were kind of wishing? I'm kind of surprised that they're redoing Kirby's Epic Yarn for the 3DS. Fun game. I'm not going to say it wasn't a fun game, but just one of those that I guess I didn't think that it was that big of a game to warrant a port. And it was actually on the Wii, not the Wii U. And let's see if we learn more what we have to say about that. I want to see if we've got pricing on it yet. You can buy a physical copy of it. And let's see what Amazon has to say. Derek here says, is it worth getting a Switch now or wait for a possible revision? That's the problem with any consumer electronic, quite honestly, Derek. I don't play my Switch as much as I thought that I would. I don't regret buying it, but I play more retro stuff than I am anything modern right now. If you can get a good deal on one, I'll be honest with you, I wouldn't buy one right now. I would wait till the Black Friday ads start popping up to see what's coming out there. I'd be afraid, too, that what they're going to do with the revision, instead of making more powerful hardware, they're going to dumb it down, lock the Joy-Cons into the side, make it more tablet-based. I would buy one over Black Friday weekend. Disney HD remakes, good idea for my nephew play. Yep. How about a Super Paper Mario game like the original two. I was never a huge fan of the Paper Mario games. They're okay. They're just okay. Epic Yarn Kirby would be nice on 3. Yep. Waiting for revision 2. Yep. So, I mean, I want to see really when they have their list of games ready. Was anyone else shocked that they were only talking about NES games for their online service? I figured it'd be NES and Super NES games and not just NES, but they're only talking NES games. They were working on a revision of the Switch just when they will announce its release. Yep. Absolutely. I'm sure that they're probably finalizing the design and getting their initial orders done. The only game that has impressed me on the Switch has been Super Mario Odyssey, and that could have run on the Wii U. John, I absolutely agree with that. Odyssey was brilliant. Don't get me wrong. Absolutely love that game. Probably the best Mario game in 15 years, but I do agree with you. I think it could have run on the Wii U. Already pre-ordered this game from Limited Run. Love that game on 360. Very cool, King Koopa. There's no information yet on Amazon for Kirby's Extra Epic Yarn. Let's see if Best Buy has anything. Best Buy does not have anything yet, so those are just placeholders for links for people to check out. Now, don't forget, too, and I mentioned this because it's here on the screen I'm looking at right now, that if you do order your games or buy your games through Target, and you do have a Target red card, debit, or credit card, you save 5%. And, I mean, on a $60 game, it's $3. I mean, it's not great, but it's something, especially since Amazon's given us the finger now. SNES will come eventually. I hope so, but would you really have expected it to take them a year and a half to get NES games on this thing? I didn't. I figured within 6 months we'd have a virtual console, and this isn't even a proper virtual console. I love the idea of the Switch, but it's better to get a Switch Mini. I would like to see a Switch the size of a 3DS. I would like the new Switch to be backward compatible with 3DS carts. If they did that, they'd charge an extra $100 for it. And they'd also have to figure out some way to run 3DS emulation on it and have a dual screen setup. So that's the thing that you're fighting there is you'd have to at least visually separate the top and bottom screens or have 2 screens, which I really don't want them to do. Anything else that really kind of caught you guys from this stream? I mean, there was a lot to go through. And, man, I want to thank all of you for hanging out. We've been going at this over an hour right now. Man, I really appreciate everyone who has come by tonight to hang out. I know a lot of you may have seen this already earlier in the day. Chrono Trigger SNES will be mind-blowing. Well, that or Earthbound. And the fact that they were willing to put Earthbound on the SNES Classic Edition, I'd say that it'd be a fair bet that they would put it available as a digital download, too. The interesting thing to see is what that does to the value of the physical cartridges. Super Mario Kart Online would be nice. The original has always been my favorite. Yep, and we're going to get Super Mario... Well, you can play Super Mario Kart 8 Deluxe right now online. The second screen could just click in. I understand what you're saying there, Chum Nancy, but think of this. You're saying that, and it sounds simple. The Switch doesn't do Bluetooth. It doesn't do Bluetooth. WTF. Just remember that. Earthbound, yeah. RPG, not a fan. But, so we'll let you guys, post more comments and whatnot if you have anything else that we want to talk about. As we're getting ready to get out of here, just some heads ups. I'm going to give you guys some inside information on some things that are coming out. We do have a video that should be live tomorrow. It's already uploaded to our Patreon supporters at patreon.com/rocksolid. It's our unboxing of the Super Famicom Classic Edition. We recently showed how to, or our unboxing of the Famicom Mini Classic Edition. Well, we have the Super Famicom Edition as well that we recently got from Adrian at Live Action Games. In addition, so one of the things to be able to do the online mode here is you do need to go ahead. Nintendo sent out an email last night, and they have alerts on the Switch too to let you know that you do need to prepare your accounts for the update. I'm going to do... I'm going to drop this link in here real quick. It's nothing terrible, nothing major. It's just to make sure that you have your profile on your Switch tied to your proper email account and everything. We have a video here that went out just after midnight last night. Actually, just before midnight Central Time, I think. But kind of to discuss everything that basically they let us all know about. I will drop the link here in the chat because I'm cool like that. There we go. And that's the information on what you need to do basically to have your Switch ready to rock and roll. 5 o'clock Pacific time on the 18th is when software version 6.0.0 is hitting. So that is everything you need to take care of. Rerez mentioned the idea of a SE one screen for the Switch so it can be compatible with 3DS games. Clever idea, but a far stretch. John, they've done that already. It's called the Wii U. A Super Famicom Classic will be played to death. Yep. I imagine eventually Nintendo is going to make Netflix available on the Switch, probably Hulu as well. I don't know the DC Universe streaming app or an app of Disney streaming service. I don't know. It's one of those, they were there from day one on the Wii U, and Netflix arrived relatively quickly on the Wii. This is an Android-based system. I mean, it's an NVIDIA tablet, essentially. They have no interest in putting it on. That's the only thing that I've got to figure that it is they don't care about having it on the system. And quite honestly, I'm okay with that. The Switch is such a battery hog. I've got my Samsung Galaxy Tab S2 that I use for videos when I travel. I'm okay with that. I would be interested to see what I would love to see. So the NES style controls that are coming for the Switch, the rails that snap into the side of the dock. I'd love to see Famicom controllers of that style. Switch is getting that comic book app, so anything is possible. True, but that's also someone having the desire to actually port that to it. They may not have a desire to port a multimedia app over to the Switch. I don't know. My opinion on hacking the Super NES Classic Edition. I have done it in the past. I have undone it because of a couple reasons. First of all, most of the games that I hacked and put on it, I've got the physical editions now. I play it using real hardware, going through my OSSC and HD Retrovision cables. No lag, no latency, and it looks terrific. Second of all, I was having issues where my systems were locking up after using HackChi. I actually have a video on the channel showing how I put HackChi on my Super NES Classic Edition. I've done it. I've used it. I've undone it. I don't need to do it. I'm okay with it. Any final questions before we wrap things up, everyone? It is about 8:30 here locally. I've got probably 3 hungry and angry dogs that may have torn some stuff up downstairs while I was up here streaming because they're jerks like that. If this is your first time here to one of our streams, I do want to thank you for coming by. I do try to stream a couple times a week. Normally we're doing later night after 10 o'clock Central Time. One thing, too, I don't know if he's streaming tonight or not, but do me a favor. Keep an eye out. I'm going to put his channel name in the chat. It's EC Myers Vids. One of the nice things about, and that's Eugene Myers, he is basically streaming the NES library starting from A and going to Z. And with that, I don't know what he did Gauntlet last week, so I know he's in the G's. He will be soon doing Holy Diver. I've done a couple streams on Holy Diver. Eugene is a super fun guy to sit and watch. And if you do check out his stream, if he is streaming tonight, do me a favor and use this hashtag. That's hashtag RockSolidRaid. My favorite game depends on my mood. I'd say just some of my favorite games: Super Mario World, Earthworm Jim, the Ratchet and Clank series, DuckTales, Darkwing Duck, TMNT 4, Turtles in Time, Sonic 2. Let's see, what else do we have? Just kind of looking at my stack of stuff that we have there. Doki Doki Panic. Rogue Squadron on the GameCube. Just trying to see what else I've got kind of floating around that jumps out at me. I'm really digging Holy Diver lately. I had not played any of it until the re-release came out from Retrobit, available through CastleManiaGames.com. They have a very limited quantity left. Mario Odyssey is great. I'll say probably... What else do I have here? Super Mario 3D World. Basically any Mario game I love. I have never beaten the original Super Mario Brothers. It's one I've beaten 2, 3 World, 64. I don't think I've ever beaten Sunshine. But yeah, I've never beaten the original Super Mario Brothers. RC Pro-Am, RC Pro-Am 2. I love those. Pretty much my favorite games are going to be GameCube and older. There's not much new that I'm like, ooh, I gotta have, except for, like I say, Ratchet and Clank is one of those where if there's a new Ratchet and Clank game, I will buy it just knowing there's a new Ratchet and Clank game coming. My top favorite game series, you might guess, is Legend of Zelda. Yep. Zelda-wise, probably my favorite is A Link to the Past, followed by the original. And above and beyond that, I'm not a fan of most of the rest of the series, unfortunately. I didn't care for the N64 titles, didn't like Majora's Mask. Twilight Princess, although I did think was good. I did not like Skyward Sword. And I did not like Wind Waker because I couldn't get past the cel-shaded graphics. I was really not a fan of that. Donkey Kong Country, another series that's really great. Let's see. Ikaruga is a really good shooter. Demon Sword for the NES. That's one of them that I know Ryan from Castlemania Games is a huge fan of. Will there ever be a Super Mario World 2? Yeah, I don't think there's ever going to be a proper Super Mario World 2. I loved basically the relaunch of the series. I thought it looked great on the PS4. I love the movie too, but then again, I love the fact that we had Armin Shimmerman in there playing. I can't remember the villain's name. Copernicus Quark, Ratchet. I just love the series. I think it's one of the first games after Earthworm Jim that I played and I just laughed at. Yep, I knew what you meant, King Koopa there. I don't think we're ever going to get... There was actually a... Oops, sorry about that. Kicked the table the laptop was on. 5 more minutes, by the way, before we're going to wrap things up here. There was an actual direct sequel to Super Mario World that was in development called Mario's Wacky Worlds or something along those lines. It was developed, I want to say, for the 3DO. No. Was it 3DO? let me check here real quick. Maybe it was the 3DO. Mario. Wacky. Oh. Super Mario's Wacky Worlds, and there are ROMs of this floating around too. It was the Philips CDI. That's what it was. It wasn't the 3DO. It was the CDI. And it was supposed to be a direct sequel to Super Mario World. If you look at the sprite work, it looks exactly like Super Mario World. The ROMs that I've seen out there, they aren't finished. The hit detection is not there. I mean, you can drop down in a pit and just walk on the bottom of the screen. I would say that, have you tried the 3DS Legend of Zelda: A Link Between Worlds? I haven't. I had tried, was it Spirit Tracks? There was one 3DS game that you had to use the stylus to play, and I'm like, no, I'm out. There was not a Star Fox movie, John. Couple more questions. We're going to wrap things up here, guys. Like I say, keep an eye out for the unboxing of the Super NES Classic Edition. In addition, here's one other one I can let you know that it's shot. I just have to edit now. Shot this last night. Was GameStop has been carrying NES and Super NES and other retro cartridges, and I broke down and bought one because, well, the deal was too good to not at least take a chance on. I know people like to hate on GameStop. You guys will have to check and see if they delivered or if they kind of let me down. But that should be out. That may come out Monday. And don't forget, too, Monday evening, 7 o'clock Central Time, switch it up. We do that live each and every week. We go over the new releases hitting the Nintendo Switch each and every week. Trevor, thank you so much for coming by. First time I think I've seen you in one of our live streams. Definitely appreciate you coming by. I don't doubt that Link Between Worlds is a good game. I've heard it compared to Link to the Past. I don't play handhelds that much. But yeah, like I say, don't forget to stop by on Tuesday or Monday night, when we do have our Switch It Ups that come by. If you do have any comments or questions, if you're watching this after the fact, leave it down in the comments section. You can also send me an email at rocksolidmail@gmail.com. Easy for me to say. I've only been saying it for like a year now. You can hit me up on Twitter at Rock Solid Studios, or we've always got the conversation going on our Facebook page at facebook.com/Rock Solid Productions. We'll have all that information in a pin post here too. If you do want to get early access to all of our video content as well, we do have our Patreon page at patreon.com/Rock Solid. You get early access to videos, exclusive one-on-one content with me. You can help suggest future videos and all that super fun stuff too. And then we'll put it one last time in the chat here. We do also have our Streamlabs link, where if you want to help support the stream, you can do so by hitting up our Streamlabs link, which is in the chat right meow for everyone to check out. It's streamlabs.com/Rock Solid Productions. We get clever with our naming around here, I know. And then, like I say, if this is your first time here checking us out, thanks for hanging out with us. Thanks for talking about the stuff with us. Hit that subscribe button if you haven't done so already, and then hit that bell notification. That way, each and every time we do have new videos coming out, you are kept up in the know. I am Gary. This has been Rock Solid Productions. Got to take my hat off. I guess I already did for Nintendo with what was, unlike their EA or their E3, EA, Freudian slip there, huh? Unlike their E3 live stream, this Nintendo Direct, it wasn't just good. I'd say it was rock solid. See what I did there? Thanks, everybody, for watching. We'll see you soon. But in the meantime, I am checked out, gone.